If you would just start with, talk about introduce yourself and your program.
Sure. So I'm Brian Collins. I am professor of practice at Virginia Tech and have been there now for about 9 years. And during that time, we've gone through and created a sales center as well as a board. And, we really increased the number of students that we have through the program and been very successful. So it's been a lot of fun.
And what's unique about your sales center or program?
I think the thing that's most unique about it compared to other programs that I've talked with folks at USCA and around is we're actually open to all disciplines. So in 2019, I went to my dean and said, sales kind of goes across engineering, any kind of uh, really discipline that's out there. So why not open it to everybody? He was very supportive of that. And so that we tried that, and of course, COVID hit and caught us a little bit, but we've been open since 2019 to all different disciplines. So I've had fashion and design students go through, get their sales. I've had chemistry majors go through. I've had still waiting for my first engineering student. But just really makes us unique in the sense that we have a lot of diversity within the program.
And given how education has gone the last few years because of things like COVID, how has your program actually grown over the past few years?
It's grown well. One of the things that we've done is really taken advantage of social media. So we do geofencing around, we're located in Blacksburg, Virginia, around Blacksburg and Christiansburg. And basically what we do is anybody who's 17 to 23 gets, information from us on ads, that kind of thing, that go through Instagram and Facebook. So that's really helped us grow. We have about 190 spots in our beginning classes, the principles of selling. They've been full for the last 3 to 4 years. And then we are now working on transitioning all of those to our upper level classes. We get usually around 70 to 80 that are in those classes. We've had a little bit of a dip this year. We're trying to figure out why. But that's been something we've really concentrated on, the growth that comes through and trying to make the program bigger and more successful.
And how many competitions do you host at your school, either semester or year?
So that's a great question. We just started that actually. It's exciting for us. We partnered with JMU, James Madison University, which is just down the road from us, about a year and a half ago, and we switch off hosting with each other. And we decided to open up that competition a little bit. And we now are just looking at some of the Virginia schools around. This spring, I'll actually be hosting one. The JMU will be there, but then also VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, who's a brand new member of USCA, will be joining us. Old Dominion potentially be joining us, and I'm going to be reaching out to High Point in West Virginia because they're not very far from us. So really just a handful of schools just to try to get some students in there. Not a big competition at all, more of just a localized, because we tend to travel a fair amount. So we're trying to do something where maybe a 3 to 4 hour radius, maybe 5 hours, somebody can drive in.
Do you see any big changes coming to your program?
Yeah, I think when you look at where we're going, technology is going to be taking over a lot of items going forward. I think that's going to affect sales as well. We actually just created a technology class, which is focusing on things like CRMs and all of that, but also how you use technology to make your life better and easier. We are also looking at a master's in sales program. My partner and I have been working on that this past summer to bring to life. Really, we're looking at maybe about 10 classes that could be done on a master's level in and of itself. I know a lot of universities have an MBA program. They have a concentration in sales. We're trying to see if there is a need for just a master's in sales, and if so, what that would look like.
And what do you see as an advantage or advantages of membership with USCA?
Oh, there's tons. And I should disclose, I'm the co-chair of the marketing and communications group, but I love the USCA a lot because what it really does for me, and I've taken advantage of, it's just the people that are there. We share best practices, And when you're thinking about creating a new class, you're thinking about teaching, you're thinking about the best way to reach people. There's so many people that have done this before, and they are very, very willing to help and be that listening rock, if you will, that can really propel your program to a different level. And I've taken advantage of that from all sorts of people across the country, whether it's Baylor or UT Dallas or Kennesaw State or LSU, whatever it may be. Just really been able to help me build our program better because they're willing to help us do that.
Yeah, do you do anything in your program differently because you joined the USCA?
Yeah, I would say so. The probably some of the things that I've looked at on that side is, the changes that have come through have been through curriculum, adding different stuff, taking away others, maybe things that we as salespeople don't do as much anymore. My background was 20 some years in sales before I came to work at Virginia Tech. And so not doing that on a daily basis now as much, really, adding those things and making those changes when we share those best practices really helps. Someone will, hey, I was at a conference, I heard this, these are things coming down the road, and being able to take a look at that and being on that cutting edge. So when your students graduate, they know what's coming within the workforce and things to look for. Sponsorships have also kind of run into that as well. Things that I've changed listening to other people within the USCA, levels, maybe bumping those up and things like that to really support the program. And of course, we all use all those dollars to give scholarships and to help us with travel and, those kind of things. So it's really been a lot of good items that I've learned that have been added through, my conversations with USCA members.
So what do you feel you've given back to the USCA?
Hopefully I've been that same voice. As we have new members come in, I've partnered with them to help them out a little bit. Being on Marcom, we kind of see those new schools come in and can reach out to them and talk to them a little bit about where they are. And hopefully I provided some feedback even to people that have helped me, be able to go through. It's that sharing of ideas and those ways to recruit students and way to grow your program. I mean, we all want to get better, and it's really funny. It's not a competition with the schools. It's very much a support system, and so I definitely want to do that as well as support the other members that are there.
Is there anything else you'd like to communicate about your program or involvement with USCA?
I just think it's been a really good learning partnership. I have just tremendous amount of knowledge that I've taken away to be able to improve our program at Virginia Tech, but then also too, to really make the students more prepared as they leave. As you think about what they're going into in the workforce and that kind of thing, it's changing so quickly, especially with things like artificial intelligence and all those types of things. How do we make sure that we're doing that? And I think those recognized solutions that we have, things that we're doing, it really helps to be able to help with the academic side. And hopefully one day, by all of us working together, we can turn this into where sales becomes a profession in academia that is taught just like marketing is taught, just like engineering or anything else. We're not quite there yet, but I'm hoping that in the future we can definitely get there.
Okay, I'd like to thank you for your time, and this is wonderful.
Thanks, Brad. I really appreciate it.